So let's focus very much on this Wembley final, and pleased to say joining us to look ahead to it is the former Manchester United defender, Henning Berg. Henning, good morning. How are you?
Morning, Henning.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm good, thank you.
Great to have you with us, and great to get your thoughts on this final that we're looking forward to. A competition that you yourself have been victorious in. What are your memories of the League Cup then?
I must say the best one, of course, with Blackburn, we beat Tottenham in the final in Cardiff Stadium with I think everybody from Blackburn was in that stadium, so it was a nice feeling.
I can imagine. Talk to us about Manchester United then, because this season it didn't start off particularly well. Successive defeats right at the start to Brighton and then Brentford with Erik Ten Hag at the helm, and yet those two games just feel like such a distant memory, because the change of and progression of Manchester United in what feels like a very short space of time has been such a contrast to that beginning of this season.
Yes, there is no doubt. But when you have a new manager come in from outside, from Ajax in a different league, a different club, and then he comes to Premier League, and it's a big test for him. And I honestly think that it was a good thing in the long run for United to have this setback, because then everybody needed to get to know each other very, very quickly, and needed to understand that if they did not work together, then they would have no chance. And it was not a wake-up call, but it was something that put everybody on with a clean sheet, with a straight line, and they needed to pull together because they had no options after that start. It was probably the worst start they could have had. But it showed the quality. It showed that the coach has the mentality, the knowledge to guide and to solve these problems and to turn the team around. And for Ten Hag as well, I think it's better to have this start than to have a good start in 4 or 5 games and then starting to wander a little bit and be less and less not so good. So in the end, it turned out very, very nice for him. And you have to say that the job that they have done has been fantastic, looking for to be so consistent and getting the result without being outplaying teams, but they are getting result every week, and it's impressive.
Henning, I have always said that some of the best managers I've ever played for, they knew what they wanted and they knew the type of players would fit into their system. And that feels like the Ten Hag experience at Manchester United, where he knows what he wants and he knows what players will fit into that. And that is shown by what you've just said, the team's performances of players that he selected to do jobs that he knows they can do.
Yeah, yes, I think every successful manager or club, they have a very specific, not a specific, but they are not so flexible in the beginning. They don't change from game to game. They are stable, they are solid, they add small things all the way through. And for sure, if the coach or the manager does not know 100% sure how he wants to play the game, how can the player know?
In terms, I wanted to get your opinion just a little bit on the Newcastle situation. A lot has been made of the fact that there is no Nick Pope after his red card last time out against Liverpool. There's no Martin Dubravka, he's cup tied. So it means that they're using the inexperience when it comes to playing for Newcastle, possibly of Loris Karius. In terms of as a defender, like you were, Henning, how hard is that to build a relationship in such a short space of time between keeper and that back line?
I'm sure they will miss Pope because, number one, he's a very good goalkeeper and he's played there all the time this year. So there will be a change. There will be something different. How much it will affect Newcastle, I don't know. I think Karius, if he's going to play, because we don't know this either, but if he's going to play, it's going to be something that can only happen in football, I think, because if you look at his career and what happened with Liverpool and he's been so far out with, and now he's facing United, the arch enemy against in the cup final for the first time in a proper match for such a long time. Is he ready for this game? Can he play this game? Is he going to make a mistake again? There will be question marks 100% for this, and it's not an easy situation for him. So if it's going to affect the others, I'm not sure. I think they train together every day, so they know his quality in the training, and I think they have to trust that what he's doing in the training is what he will do in the game. And if they can do that, maybe they can handle it in a normal and a good way.
Yeah.
Henning, I was going to ask you, because United in their history have been littered with great players who can win matches in any moment. Marcus Rashford has fell into that type of player now for United, which has been extraordinary from where he was a year ago.
Yes, so he's always been one of the biggest talents around, and even from his very, very young age, and even when he was in the academies, and his potential has been there for everybody to see, and he's had the burst of quality for a few games, and then he's a little bit been injured, he's been out, and his performance has been inconsistent. Now Ten Hag seems to made him more consistent. Maybe he's playing more in his position more. The game is played more to his qualities, and there is no doubt that he looks better mentally, he looks stronger mentally, he looks more wise on the pitch compared to when he was a little bit younger and a little bit less experienced. And maybe now the next few years he can make the step up and maybe be the world star that he has the potential to be.
Mm. So, Henning, give us a prediction. How you see it going?
I think United plays on Thursday. It is not good for them. Barcelona on Thursday evening, it will take a lot of energy and adrenaline and effort out of them. Newcastle had a full free week to train and to prepare. United as a club are more used to playing these big games, but this team is not. I think the experienced players like Varane and will be very, very important for United. There is no doubt that United will feel that they are a little bit bigger club and used to these things. Newcastle can go either way. They have a very good coach who's done fantastic with Newcastle. It's not easy to do what he's done this year with supposedly all the money available, but still adding very, very good players with the right mentality into the team and improving the players that is there already. So what Eddie Howe has done is very impressive as well. Now he's in the cup final. That is different than improving and developing a team. How do they handle this big occasion? Is it too big for them or is it not? We don't know. And I think this is a completely open game. It could go either way and should be very interesting.
Yeah, it certainly will be.
I'm sitting on the fence.
We got that impression, Henning. It's a difficult one to call, certainly. And listen, thank you very much for joining us today.
Cheers, Henning.
No problem. Thank you. Cheers.
It's true, though. It is a really difficult game to call because we've seen both sides be fantastic this season.
It's the microwave derby.
Microwave derby?
They're ready. They're both ready. And they've been, in a short space of time.
Goodness, all these jokes. I mean, I can't deal with it today. Anyway.
Look, both clubs now. Both clubs have really got to, a good place very quickly. If you look at Newcastle in a short space of time, and Manchester United likewise, I don't think any United fan after the results of the early part of the season would have dreamt they'll be where they are today.
Yeah.
That's why I said it's the microwave derby.
Gosh.